What is up, guys? Today we're going to be making a quick short video on what I bring to a drift event with me. I think it's important for everybody to kind of have a good idea, especially new drifters going for the first time, going, maybe second or third time, and you realize you forgot this or that. I've been going to drift events for 2 years now, and we're actually leaving for one today to take my RX-7. I have two of these, but this is the simple seat time build. This is our pretty gnarly LS crazy competition drift car build. Anyways, this video is going to be showing you everything that I bring to a track day to make sure that everything goes as smooth as possible. So first and most obvious thing, bring the car, bring a helmet, bring your keys. Don't forget your keys to the car if you're, taking it on a trailer. That's a dumb little mistake that I feel like is pretty easy to make. So my way of doing things is I'll go through everything for the car, and then I think everything for myself, and then I think of everything for like maybe the truck, if the truck needs anything, because I tow with the truck and trailer. Some people might be driving their cars. I live 4 hours away from a track, so I tow. So for the car, you've already got your car set up, you got all the bolt check done, you got the alignment done, oil's topped off, everything. Now it's time to get everything that you need for the car to drift and be reliable at the track. So for us, we've been kind of going through racks in this car. So I have a spare rack that actually came with that car. We're gonna take that. It's also important to bring inner and outer tie rods. If you can get at least one inner and one outer tie rod, you'll be very happy with yourself, because these are very common to break in drifting. Second thing that's very common to break is axles. So I have spare axles, again, from this car. We're just gonna bring them. This is actually the first time that this car has gone to the track, so I don't expect it to go super smooth. I usually would take my old Z, but I sold that and now we're here. Anyways, I would take at least an inner and outer tie rod and at least one axle. And the good thing about an axle is if you buy like a new one from O'Reilly or whatever, they'll give you a warranty, and it's pretty much a no questions asked warranty. So with the Z, I always had one spare from O'Reilly. I'd break it at the track, I'd pull it out, and I'd put the new one in, and then when I got home, I would just bring that broken one to O'Reilly, be like, hey, I need a new axle, give me it. And I always have a spare basically for free. Well, not for free, but for the price of one. Okay, so you do that. Spare parts, always important. If you have something that breaks on your car constantly, it's gonna break at the track. Like, you're pushing these cars hard, so bring a spare. And then after that, what comes next? Fluid. So I always bring a good enough amount of oil to almost do a full oil change. Usually you can scavenge some oil from some friends or something. But a large part of this video is to explain that you want to try and be as like self-sufficient as possible. You don't want to have to rely on others to like help you do things, especially if you're going to your first event, and especially if you're going for the first, like, by yourself. People in the drifting community are super helpful, and if you ask someone, they will help you, but it's also good to just kind of be self-sufficient. So anyways, oil, power steering fluid, brake fluid, little things like WD-40, some Freol, brake parts cleaner, got our torch, extra water. You are supposed to run water instead of coolant in cars like this, or track cars, so we do that. And then I've got all my tools. So you want this is the least amount of tools that I've ever brought, and I feel like every single time that I've gone, it's become less and less tools. You realize that you don't need certain things, but you do want to be able to do anything that you have to on this. So I have a full socket set of 1/2-inch drive impact sockets. I have my impact gun. I've got some gloves to work on the car because I have driving gloves that I wear separately. I've got a hammer. I've got 2 adjustable wrenches. Now this is important because if we have to do tie rods, or if we have to set up our toe or adjust any of the arms, This is the easiest way to do it. Quick, efficient, simple. But in terms of wrenches, I do have a few. So I have a 14, a 17, an 18, a 12, and a 10, because realistically, that could do most of the work on this car. If you built your car yourself, you'll know like what tools you need. I have those same 3/8 sockets. I have a couple 3/8 extensions and a 3/8 ratchet. And then other than that, that's pretty much it for tools. I got like vice grips. I got a couple different pliers and cutters. I've got these to like jump some power if we need to jump power on a wire or something. Pretty simple. Like this is pretty much the bare minimum of what you would need. I got a bunch of Milwaukee stuff. I have a torque wrench. I rarely use it, but I have it. A couple lock jaws, an oil filter like plier thing, coilover wrenches. So spanner wrenches for the coilovers, that's important. I did raise the front last night, but I never tested it to make sure that I'm not rubbing. So those are important to bring, even if that's not the case. Even if you knew your ride height was good, if you get out there and keep going up track and it's like a hard dip, I mean, it sucks, but raise your car, dude. Like don't break something because you're being lazy. So that's it for those. Then you'll have your jack stands and a jack. This jack is huge. It kind of sucks to bring, but it's kind of all I have. So jack stands, jack, and then that's it for like keeping the car going. That is it right there. I'll probably put all these fluids in a little like black and yellow bin, along with like my light and tire pressure deal. So yeah, a tire pressure sensor is a good thing to have because you'll be adjusting that the whole time. My Milwaukee thing, actually, this is a compressor that it tells you how much pressure you have in the tire, so I don't need a little analog one. That's it for that though. Now we know that the car's ready. We have everything to keep the car going. So now we have to worry about ourselves. How do I keep myself going? So I go for an overnight trip, which means I need a tent. I need something to make some food on. I need a sleeping bag. I need a chair throughout the day. So you're gonna wanna bring a chair. Like a lawn chair is, bring it. Do not forget it. Otherwise you'll be sitting, leaning on your car all day or whatever. You're gonna get tired. Like if you have a car that's good and you're gonna be like on track for a long time, I would absolutely recommend bringing a chair. Even if not, like when you eat, you're gonna wanna sit down, whatever. So yeah, bring all that stuff. That's all my camping stuff. Now, as for me throughout the day, I have all this stuff is already packed up, unfortunately, but I have a sunscreen. I have bug repellent just in case. We don't really have any bugs out there, like mosquitoes out there, but I have it just in case. I've got like all my toiletry stuff because I am staying the night. I've got like hand sanitizer. I've got some pain meds in case you get like a headache throughout the day. It's the worst to like be dealing with that while you're at the track. So I've got all of those things. Now we got to jump into like food. We're leaving today at like noon. It's Thursday. And tomorrow, we're at the track all day. So I have to bring breakfast and lunch while at the track. We end at 5, so I can go and get dinner on the way home. Now that is usually the way that I do it. So I'll go today and I'll get like muffins for the morning. You want to keep it simple, keep it really easy. And then with this grill, we like to usually do, it's kind of like a tradition between me and my friends. We do chicken sandwiches. It's really simple. They cook really fast. It's like all you need is mayo and lettuce and buns. So it's cheap, it's fast, and it's easy, and it's good. So that's what we do. You're gonna go to the store and get some of those. Bring a ton of waters, especially if it's hot where you live, especially if the sun's out, even if it's not. Bring a ton of waters, you're gonna want them. I got a couple Gatorades as well, and then I got like 1 or 2 Dr. Peppers. I'm trying to cut down the soda, but simple things. So those are all important. One thing that I forgot to mention about making sure the cars are ready, spare tire. So I have 1 spare front and 2 spares for the rear because this car doesn't make a ton of power. We shouldn't go through that many rears. Your car may be different. If you're watching this video, I would imagine that your car is not gonna go through that many tires because you're probably fairly new to drifting. But if it does, just bring enough tires that you're comfortable. If you're driving to the track, the best way to do it is, well, buy new tires. I would suggest always buying new tires. But if you're driving your car to the track and you got to fit all of this stuff in there, I'm going to assume that you're not going overnight. So like that's a little bit that you don't have to take. But if you have to fit everything in your car, which is probably a small car, tires wise, bring brand new tires, put them on the car, drive to the event with brand new tires in the rear. Have another set of brand new tires. Drive the first set, drift the first set until it's worn down enough that you're still comfortable driving it on the road, but you've still gotten a lot of laps in. And then switch them. And then you can drive that second set of tires in the rear. You can drive that until they blow up if you want, because you know you have at least the one other set to drive home on. So that's the way I would do that. So one of the best things I found to like make sure this all goes properly is for your very first track day, make a list of all these things. Maybe even just list all these things out. Maybe I'll put it in the description if I remember. List all of these things out that you need to bring. And you can actually, in your notes app on iPhones, you can like make a notes app that you can put check marks on and you can check them off. And once you hit the check mark, it'll move it to the bottom of the list. So that's the easiest way to do it. Make a list, and at the track day, once you realize, oh man, I should have brought this, don't forget to go into your phone real quick. It's gonna take like 30 seconds. Go into your phone and input, oh, I forgot this. So add that to the list, and then next time you won't forget it. Just keep that note in your phone forever. You can always go back and check through it. So that's what I do. That's what I've done forever. It's reminded me of a few things because I haven't gone in a year, so I had to go back to that list and just make sure I didn't forget a few things. Another thing that I gotta grab actually that I just remembered is a 5-gallon fuel jug. That, especially if you're driving on the track, I feel like that's pretty important. So yeah, I mean, that's it. The point of this video is kind of for the beginners that are getting into it. I just want to get everyone, like, there's no point in gatekeeping any knowledge. Chelsea DeNova also did a really good video on this, so if you want to go check out his channel, he did a good video on explaining what you need to bring to a track, or what he brings to a track day. And he's got more knowledge than me. So if you want to check that out, go check out his page, Chelsea DeNova. But yeah, this video is really just, I'm just trying to get more people into drifting with like, I want to make everyone's first drifting experience smooth, because mine was pretty smooth as I had a lot of people helping me out and like giving me advice. So it's important to just remember to have fun. Remember the essentials, like you need water for you want to keep yourself good. If you're having a bad time, then it doesn't matter how good the car is doing. You're gonna hate it. So make sure you're doing good. And have fun. Don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be afraid to ask people for help. It is important to try and be as self-sustained as possible, but if you do need something, most drifters are going to be cool with like helping you out. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys learned something. Do you have any like suggestions? If any drifters have any suggestions of things that they bring to the track that are helpful, leave those in the comments, and we'll see you guys on another video. If you guys want to watch this thing drift, we are going right now. We're going to load this thing up. So take you to the track. If you want to see that video, it'll be out hopefully next week or so. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't. If you're interested in a full competition drift car build, also subscribe. Yeah, we're gonna go drifting. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing if you do. If you don't forget to. And we'll see you next time.